everybody, welcome to episode 30 of the Roundup. Cup final this weekend. So with another winner of a trophy, then we had Premier League seating up. Arthurlie trophy day for them. Some weekend, man.
Every weekend's a bumper now between now and the end of the season. Just business end of the season. There's pressure there for teams at the bottom, pressure teams in the top, teams winning cups, teams lifting cups. League titles getting dished out, mate. Lovely, jubbly, PG and dark style, mate.
Yeah, that was a nice wee bit there. I quite like that.
Mate, it's alright. I'm up for it. See, because I'm half a drink, mate. I'm up there, mate. I'm switched on.
Right, before we start, a wee shout out to our sponsor, who this is our final episode. Graham Ramage Football Academy, based in Dumbarton. They do one-to-one sessions, they do team sessions, they do small group sessions, boys and girls, all ages, all levels of ability. Give them a wee check out. I will fire the Twitter on as well, hopefully somewhere up here maybe. We'll get that on, so go and check him out. Graham's brilliant, a good junior man as well.
Top boy, and does great work with
it. Support as well.
The young team.
Right,
yeah.
Let's get into it. We'll start with Friday night, Strathclyde Demolition Cup final. Drumchapel 2, St Cadocs 0. The Drum having the heartbreaker, losing the league title with 5 minutes to go in the league season. Getting their trophy, getting their first ever senior trophy, which it would have been St Cadocs as well. But I think St Cadocs had a wee bit of a poor preparation before the game. I was talking to Doyle, said he had COVID, hadn't been seen the boys for 10 days before that. They were missing a few players, but the Drum were out and got to win.
Aye, that's unfortunate. That's been a preparation for St Cadocs, but no. Firstly, congratulations to the Drum, winning the cup. It's nice to see two new teams in that cup final and gives one the chance to start a legacy at this level. So it's nice, and obviously we've done a night at the Drum, and we know Hoppy and JB and that all well, and Daz and stuff. So well done to them, well done to the players and that. It's brilliant to lift a trophy at the end of the season, as you say, especially when they've had the heartbreak of the league. To win 2-0 against a good St Cadocs side, very good result. Doesn't matter how you win the final, as long as you get out that line. So, and they've won the game. They've just sealed it towards the end, the second goal, just to kind of give them that cushion, and many congrats. And it looked a good occasion. Gutted we couldn't get down there. Cowan looked as if they were great hosts as well, so it looked as if it was a great day for everybody connected to the Drum. Commiserations to all at St Cadocs. Main thing is Doyle, it's all better and stuff, but they'll kick on again next season, and it's never nice to lose a cup final, but well done on them getting there, and they'll be a very, very good side next year.
Moving on to the Kelly Pie Cup, Cambuslang 3, Wishaw 2. Conference B champions were 3-0 up. Wishaw made a good fight at the end, but not enough to get it back. We obviously had the boys on in the studio the other night there, which will be out on Wednesday. The Cambuslang. I thought Cambuslang would edge that, and they did, so no great shocks in that one. But Wishaw again showing they're a good side. I think they could be in for a good season under Danny next year.
Aye, they've got the manager in place is doing very well, and we know how organised and how they weren't taking it lightly, the Canby boys, because we're speaking to them through the week. They knew how tough a test it was going to be. So for them to win the game, Craig Martin the next round for them. Sounds a really good game, entertaining, probably a bit tight at the end, but well done to Canby through to the next round, and the Canby bus keeps going.
Correct. On the Kelly Pie, the cup final will be the. We'll not talk about it now. We'll talk about it later.
Aye.
Talk about it later. It's one I'm looking forward to. On to the Premier League, the Bens 2, Talbot 2, Bonnet 2, Bede 7, Clydebank 0, Glenafton 2, Cumbernauld 0, Troon 1, Hurlford 0, Darvel 2, Largs 1, Meda 0, Pollock 0, Rogroy 3, Glencairn 3, Kilbirnie 1. Well, Talbot took the lead twice, surrendered the lead twice. Darvel win 2-0 against Hurlford and go top of the league with 4 games remaining. What point in it now? It's going to be so tight. I'm wondering if the Talbot are running out a wee bit of steam. If anybody can win it for their position, it's them, because they're serial winners. But Darvel look to be right on form now. The run they've had in the last 20 odd games is ridiculous. It's going to be such an interesting finish. And obviously, we were down at the game last week. I think that a draw was probably a fair result. But two top sides, that was a great spectacle level.
Aye. Since that draw, don't get me wrong, what's that? Three draws and a trot for the
Talbot have.
Talbot, 3 draws.
The Talbot have won 2 out of the last 6 and drawn 4.
So they're not losing games, but there's been a big swing there. First time in a wee bit that Darvel are now in the driving seat.
I think maybe the first time all season they've won Darvel.
Aye, so, but listen, the boys are top players, and I don't think it will change much, and it will not change mixed message and the mindset of the boys, but it's just psychologically that's massive for them just to get themselves at the top, because they've been the ones chasing and they've not had much margin for error. So that's a big result and a big swing for them. So now it's down to them, see if they can handle the pressure. Time will tell. There's still a lot of football to be played, but it's not been the best. It's not been the best few days for Talbot now, because they were in the driving seat, and even with the goal difference swing, it looked as if it was good for them. So now that's kind of taken out the equation, and it's all down to Darvel. They've got it in their hands, and for making these players, you can't really ask for anything else. It's in their hands.
Looking at the league table, in 34 games, the Talbot have only lost 3, which is incredible. But the biggest issue is behind Colwyn and Hurlford, the Talbot have had more draws than anybody else, which is not something you usually see.
See, I commented on Twitter today, and there's no easy game in the league, man. The see between the relegation battle and the battle at the top, man, the league is amazing this year. It's like there's so much to play for. There's so many teams picking up wins. There's nothing that's really concluded. You know what I mean? Aye, there's the odd couple of teams that are already relegated, but with the 6 or 7 going down, then it's makes every game massive, and every team scrapping for points, and that's still going to make it difficult for Talbot and Darvel to win all their games. But let's just see what happens. But Darvel, unbelievable bit of form they've been on, especially the amount of games they've had to play. Talbot now it's brilliant how they all play the same night.
No.
It's good how we've done the fixtures. So it's brilliant for a neutral when you're going on the Twitters and the social media to see what the two scores are.
Well done to he takes a lot of stick, but well done to Kenny Young for the way he's managed to organise it through, like you say, with the fixtures. And well done to the league. See, they've had a team out, basically a team of guys out at each game, making sure they're updating everything. I think it's been really good.
I agree with you, mate. I think the coverage at the league's staying in the Twitter and the website and stuff like that. And as you say, it's been they've had people at different games and that. It's been really good in updating scores at half time and full time. It's made it even more exciting. So hats off to the league. Don't get me wrong. Kenny's done a great job, and listen, it's a thankless task doing the fixtures. But the boys at Darvel and Talbot will be thanking them because their legs will be louping.
No. I'm just looking at the league table now. Out of the 20 teams, I make it that only 8 teams really don't have anything to play for now. I think that Pollock, Clydebank, Colwyn and Hurlford, Troon, the Meda, Beath and Cumnock are all in that safe zone. Nothing, they can't win the league and they can't get relegated, or they won't get relegated. With 12 teams out of 20, with 3 and 4 games to go, well, 12 teams have something to play for.
Yep, and I still think even the likes of Pollock stuff and Clydebank, Clydebank will still want to catch Pollock, and Pollock still want to at least finish third, because you don't want to start slipping down the league and stuff. And the likes of you're probably trying to get yourself, you're playing for places and final standings in the league, which is always a bit of pride there as well. So it's been brilliant, mate, brilliant. The last couple of weeks has been excellent, man, for us just to tune in and look at it, and everybody else as well. That's why we keep going on and on about the level and seeing how entertaining it is, and it's booming.
It is indeed. It's been very good. So we'll move on to some other results. We'll start with the bottom. Down at the bottom half of the table, where the form Glenafton, Rob Roy and Largs has been ridiculous. I think we spoke about it a few times. The turnaround for Bryce Stevenson and Mark Roberts, our trainer at Glenafton, has been borderline the best form in the league. But then you look at Largs, who have won 3 out of the last 4. You look at Rob Roy, who have won 4 out of the last 5. It's unbelievable form. So
even Glencairn have won.
They've won 3 out of the last 4 actually.
Aye. So
when they've needed it.
Mate, see for all them, but they're all gutted because they're winning games and putting runs together, but the teams round about them are picking up results as well. So it's meaning that you're not getting any closer to teams because that gap will stay the same. But teams like Rob Roy, Glenafton and that have got a few games in hand there the rest, so it'll be interesting to see where they go off the back of that.
Well, I think you're looking at it. For me, you've got Benburb, Glencairn, Rob Roy, Largs and Glenafton. They're the teams all fighting out to make sure they stay up.
Aye.
So the Bens are sitting on 49 points, played 37. Glencairn are sitting on 49, played 36. Rob Roy are sitting on 46, played 32. Largs are sitting on 43, played 34. Glenafton are sitting on 43, played 32.
One thing for me, PG?
Right.
You could get near enough 50 points, mate, and still get relegated. Mate, that will never be seen again. Anything like that, mate. 50 points accumulated there this season, and it might still not be enough to keep you in a division, mate. Frightening.
I know. Like you're losing. You're looking at teams who are losing less than half their games could potentially get them.
Aye, mate. And I don't agree with the whole thing because I just think the league's going to lose right good clubs, but everybody knew this. I suppose everybody knew the situation before it started. But tell you what, as you say, mate, Ryan Stevenson doing a brilliant job. Maxie's doing a brilliant job. Arnie's getting a right tune out the players. Glencairn are turning the screw, mate. I'm like, only a couple of days ago, then you start to think other teams are getting dragged into it, mate. So it's mate, what a league.
No, I know. I mean, you look, the Bens need a point or at least something, and they go get it after Talbot. Then Glenafton beating Clydebank 2-0, where Clydebank have been on a good wee bit of form recently. They've picked up, started playing better, a couple of good wins.
Brilliant, mate. Beating Darvel, beating Pollock, Darvel down there, beating Pollock at Pollock. They were absolutely flying to finish the season off. So that's a top result for Glenafton, mate.
Like Largs beating Meda 1-0 after Meda had won 2 in the bounce and had looked like they were starting to pick up a wee bit. Rob Roy beating Pollock 3-0 at Newmains. I mean, it's unbelievable the run they're on. They pushed the Talbot close in the semi-finals of the Scottish last week as well. It's incredible.
It's impressive. A couple of goals towards the end of the game, which has made it secured all 3 points. But for the Rob Roy fans, they down to Newlands Field and won the game 3-0 and be there to witness that. And the only downside is, as you say, when you go into social media and they see the results run about them, but they'll just be all the teams will be focusing in house because it's up to them to all pick up the points. But unreal, mate, brilliant result for them.
Definitely. Sadly, even though we knew it was coming, 2 teams relegated this weekend. Kilbirnie officially gone, even though they knew it was going to happen, and Vale officially gone as well. Glenafton and Largs both winning at the weekend sealed both of their teams to go. So we've got Bonneton relegated, Blantyre relegated, Vale relegated, Kilbirnie relegated. Cumbernauld still potentially could stay up, but it's not going to happen. They need to win 6 out of the last 6, which is 2/3 of the games they've won out of the last 32, so it's not going to happen. We're basically looking at 5 confirmed down and 4 or 5 teams fighting out that last 2 spots.
Aye. It's going to be big clubs getting relegated, mate, along with some of the big clubs that are already been relegated, but it's mad how Kilbirnie have been doing, and we're talking about how good a job Tommy and Shawnee have done. That kind of sums up what they took care and inherited, and the likes of Cumbernauld and Rosvale have keep fighting away, and Blantyre have turned the screw on a bit and also. The league is losing some good teams, mate, which will be disappointed about. But I tell you what a strong division it will be down in the one down for the top division next season.
I know, they'll be ridiculous next year, I think. Do you see Tam's comments on it was put a picture was put up on
I seen it, mate.
The media. So basically, you're looking at clear out in Kilburn next season as well, because that he did not miss anybody with that.
Yeah, there'll be a few clear-outs at some clubs, mate, because some clubs will be disappointed with how things have panned out. But that's just football. I mean, everybody's always looking for new players and to try and give their clubs a wee jag the following season. So I'm not surprised, because Kilburn are a big club and they're not wanted to be relegated. They're a team that's built to be in that top division. So aye, Tommy, Shawnee's teammate, they're quite right to do what they want with it. And if they feel it's best to get rid of boys and get new boys in, then
No.
they've got a proven track record of bringing good players in, mate. So I'm got no doubts here.
With what was I going to look at there? From Beath, managerless Beath, relieved Butchie's duties during the week after an 8-1 rampage by Largs. I think it was a record victory for Largs against Beath. So he's a mate of ours. Quite sad to see him go. The club were very quick to relieve him his duties and very quick to ask about new applicants in the same tweet, basically. They go and win 7-2. I know Bonnet have had a horrible season, but to lose 8 on a Wednesday and then score 7 on a Saturday, it's quite a difference.
Aye, I think that I've put out something about it because Butch is a pal. Do you know what I mean? So I'm gutted for Butch, and I know how proud and how passionate he was about it and how much he cared about the job and the players at the club, mate. Do you know what I mean? He's told me, do you know what I mean, how much he had a respect and loved the boys there. So I'm gutted he's lost his job. I think that a big one for me, and I'm going to put it out there, is, listen, Beef, the people that run Beef can do what they want. Do I agree with it? Maybe no. Do I think that they would have won with Butch in charge on Saturday? Aye, I think they would have. But look how it looks. Largs were dynamite through the week. They've scored 8 goals. The Beef boys will be hurting. They've bounced back tremendously well. It's a great result for them, especially with other teams all picking up points. I'm happy for their players, because it'd be a sore one to take midweek there. So it's good for them, nice for them. See the likes of Frizy and that getting a goal, it means a lot to them personally and stuff like that. It's all good to see. Love to see that. But do I think that they would have won the game with Butch still in charge against Bonington? Aye, I don't think that the change of management was massive in changing the outcome of that game, but well done to the boys that took charge of the team, Kenny and Steg and stuff like that, because they've got a big result, and they'll try and keep working them and push on for another couple of results between now and end of the season, mate.
Definitely. I'm looking at Wednesday's fixtures. So down the bottom end, you've got Rob Roy playing the Bens at Guy's Meadow, 6:45 kick-off on Wednesday. Rossvale travel to the Talbot. Troon travel to Darvel. So the thing is, you could be looking, because Troon getting for me, a nice Troon win at the weekend, 1-0. Basically what we said at the season, get about the business quietly, going, do the job, get the points. That's going to be a tough one for Darvel on Wednesday. You'd expect the Talbot to beat Rossvale at Beechwood, but I mean, you could be looking at swinging again. It's so tight.
Aye, just makes everybody look forward to the next round of fixtures, because there's that much riding on it, mate. So it's good, brilliant.
I'm just looking ahead. I know we normally don't look ahead, but we don't have a huge deal to talk about after the Premier League tonight. Rob Roy on Saturday have Blantyre at home, which Blantyre have picked up a wee bit of form. I'd still fancy Rob Roy in the form they're in to win that, but Blantyre are looking a bit better. Largs travel to Hurlford, which I think that's a difficult one. I mean, Hurlford are a very good side. We've got Darvel got the weekend off. League action, they're playing shots in the West and the Kelly Pie Cup. Talbot at home to Sauchie, so another one. Makes it even more interesting, the fact that two of them don't have a game this weekend. Did it look through? Just bear with me, I'm just trying to make sure I can get everything here. Then we go to May the 4th. May the 4th. Darvel travel to Blantyre. The Talbot play Rob Roy that night. The 7th of May we'll get Darvel against Colwynnon. And we'll get Talbot going to Glenafton that night. So that's 2 big games against good sides.
I think that I think that the message at every club and for the management team will be at all of them, whether it's the relegation battle or it's trying to win the league. It's like one game at a time. You can't start looking ahead to the games, but teams have got a lot of games in a short space of time, so things could change very quickly in the league. You know what I mean? With that, what you're talking about, like Rob Roy could maybe go and, you never know, get 6 points at the 6 points in the next two, man, and then the picture looks completely different for them. Do you know what I mean? And then whereas they might not go and pick up a point, do you know what I mean? And then they're very much in a dogfight. So it's brilliant, mate. It's brilliant. And listen, it just gives us a lot to talk about.
Exactly. Mate, this is the most we've spent on one league, to be fair. That's about 15 minutes on this alone. You look at it, you're talking about Rob Roy, if they can go and get 6 points in the next two games. We just mentioned Glencairn, how well they've been doing, winning 3 of the last 4. Rob Roy win their next two games. They leapfrog Glencairn and they leapfrog Glencairn and the Bens and still have games in hand on the two of them. So that's, you're dragging the two of them right into it.
Ben's and Rob Roy Wednesday, mate, massive.
I know.
Massive, mate.
It's
Ben's won that, they're safe.
See, to be honest, mate, I don't know, because I mean that would put them 6 points clear of Rob Roy. But Rob Roy would still have 5 games in hand on them.
Well, I don't know. see how quick it is you change your mind, mate. So
I know.
I said one game at a time, because obviously I've not got a clue what I'm talking about, mate.
Right, but I see you saying that though. Right, I'm sitting looking at the table, so it's easier for me to say, well, this and that. But you would think, the Ben's go and win that same one, 15 games, drawn 7, lost 16. That should be enough. But I mean, you could be looking at the Ben's with 52 points, and that's not enough.
That's scary, mate. Scary.
It's ridiculous. Right, that was a good wee stint on the Premier League there. Let's move on to Conference A. Arthurlie 8, Lugar 0, Craigmark 4, Forth 2, Muirkirk 5, Bellshill 0, Shotts 2, Maryhill 2. Arthurlie winning the league against Maple the other night, 2-0 down. James Scott saves a penalty. They go and get 3 goals, win 3-2.
I think Scoop saved it when it was 3-2 when they were winning, mate.
Is it 3-2?
So it was even bigger, mate, because that's an equaliser for Maple. So I think the big man's produced the goods, mate, right when they've been in front, mate. So it's been a save that's basically sealed the title. But aye, well done to Arthurlie, man. Unbelievable. What a season they've had, mate. And unbeaten still, mate.
Mate, they're sitting 27 games, won 25, drawn 2, lost none, scored 98, conceded 26, 77 points.
That's a champion show that they've put on Saturday for their fans, mate. They go and win 8-0, have their party. Listen, there'll be boys there that were partying before it, and then they're partying after it. You know what I mean? A few my hammy's tight, my groin's a bit tight before it. You know what I mean? So you could start early, but amazing for Arthurlie, brilliant for all the guys there. Management team have done a great job putting Arthurlie back where they should be in the top league. Big games back down to Dunterley. Superb, great achievement. Kind of want Arthurlie now to go and do it on beaten now, because that would be just icing in the cake and it would be brilliant. But for teams, that's their wee incentive to try and be the team that takes that scalp off them. But many congrats to them. I'm sure there's still a few sore heads this minute.
We put the question out when Scotty Williamson went past 50 goals. We put the question out asking if anybody could remember somebody scoring 50 plus. I got a couple of messages on the Twitter about it, and I think the Talbot had somebody that did it like 40 years ago or something, and there was another couple mentioned that slipped my mind now. If anybody knows of a team who went unbeaten in the league, let us know. I can't remember it happening, but we're looking at Arthurlie potentially going 30 games unbeaten, which is insane, even at any level.
Amazing, mate. Especially when the tough games that you can get and people with their work schedules and COVID still kicking about, you've players missing and stuff like that. So for them just to keep churning it out, mate, it's amazing, mate. I can't say enough good things about what they've done on the part, mate.
Definitely. Moving on to Craigmark, who will be playing, like we mentioned, Campus Lang in the quarters, I think it is, of the Kerry Pie, which I think will be a cracking game. They beat 4-2. Force a tricky team to play with, who had won 4 of their previous 5 games before the weekend there. They're sitting at a good chance of catching what. Oh, sorry, that's it finished.
Now they're up. It's a promotion.
That's them guaranteed.
That's a promotion for Craig Martin.
A double promotion for them.
No, I think it's just the one, mate, because they're a division above us, mate. So congrats to everybody at Craig Martin. They've had a good season and they're still in the cup as well. So for them to nail promotion and then have a cup, still got a cup to look forward to. Well done to Ryan and his team down there, brilliant. And I'm sure that they've enjoyed their Saturday, knowing that it's done and dusted, because it's getting to the nitty gritty there, wasn't it? And they've done well to get over the line.
You're looking at if the Borough win their remaining game, then the Borough if they beat Muircup by 5, then they finish 3rd. So I think they'll beat Muircup. I don't think they'll beat them by 5.
Muircup in good form, mate. 5-0 at the weekend.
We're going to go into them in a wee second. But that must be with Craig Mark. That must be the highest ranked Craig Mark team in decades. I don't ever remember Craig Mark being this strong a side.
And they had a good run in the Scottish. Was it not the quarters that Talbot put them out and all, or that was maybe the last 16? The last 16 of the quarters, Talbot put them out. They've been promoted and they're still in the West, the Kelly Pie Cup. So they've had a very, very good season.
I think Caddis and his team have done very well.
Yep. We'll move on to Craig Mark.
We'll move on to Muircup. Broke my heart seeing Jamie Gray get a hat-trick at the weekend.
Mate, I'm winding him up on Twitter, mate. See anybody at Penenka as a goalie, mate. I'm not happy with him, mate, because being an ex-goalie, mate, it's disgusting to be in the receiving end of that. But listen, it's to seal the hat-trick and all, well done him.
I thought it was.
He's a wee wido, but isn't he?
That's the type of person he is. It's a very well done thing. Do you know what, actually? I did attempted a Penenka when I played with Mary Hill. We played Blackburn in the Scottish Cup, and I chipped it and I put it quite high. And you know that kind of that wee hop you do when you've hit it. I hit the underside of the bar and went in, and it was a winning penalty. And I remember absolutely shitting myself. And I think Kevin O'Neill's the manager at the time and went through me for it. But it was nowhere near the level of his. His was class. So well done to Muircup, because we spoke about it a bit recently. The form they're on is vastly improved.
They've got a promotion. They'll go up a league. That sealed them a promotion as well. So well done to Kevin and everybody there. They've jumped up a league as well. It was mad, mate, because the way the leagues are this year, teams are able to be for where they were previously, get promoted, double promotions, and all that, mate. So there's a lot to talk about all the time.
When you look at the see if Muircup are able to win their last 3 games, which obviously haven't played in the Borough is a real big ask. If they win the last 3 games, they finish 7th in the league.
It's a good season, mate.
It's been a very good season for them. Shots against Mary Hill, 2 each. Both teams, that was the end of the season for them. There was nothing to it. You can see with Shots' form that once the league they knew it was gone. Their form's dipped recently. I think that they put up a tremendous fight for a junket. They've got 2 games left, but they're 13 points back.
Seen John speaking about it. The Twitter saying that it was a deep rubber game, but the referees had a bit of a shock. And I think, I'll be honest with you, mate, the standard of refereeing has been poor in my opinion, mate. No, just at our level, senior level. I think the refs all over the place have had a mare this year, mate. And I'll be honest, don't get me wrong, there's been a lot of good displays after them, but I think that they need to give themselves a wee shape, mate.
Do you know? I think that there should be a drive on trying to get players or ex-players to start refereeing. Guys,
well, this is for me, PG, right? This is the West of Scotland, right? But it means a lot to people, mate. There's still people's jobs on the line. It's no the elite top level of senior football, but we've already seen this season, people can lose their job, mate. And see, to be honest with you, it's not a nice feeling, but I'm not saying it's all down to referees, right? Because it's down to yourself to get your house in order, mate, and get the results and all that. But big decisions are costing managers places, achieving things and all that. And I think that I can go into a dressing room and ask more off of players, but sometimes it's sensitive if you want to come out and speak about a referee. I think a wee bit, they need to take a wee bit of ownership. They need to take themselves a wee jag, mate, and try and make better decision making. And how they do that, I don't know. Is it through education? Is it fitness? Is it? I don't know, mate, because I'm no specialist in that subject. And I'm not having a massive go at them, because it's a hard job, especially at the lower in the conferences where you've not got linos and stuff like that to rely on. You're trying to make offside calls for 50, 60 yards away and stuff like that. I totally get it. It's a very thankless and difficult job, but I think that they need to do a wee bit better. We're trying to raise the profile of the game and the level, mate. We need better officiating. But you're looking at that Premier League, the top league, mate, in the country, and some of the decisions are baffling, mate. Seacrest is running out punching players, mate, and not getting sent off. And
John Lundstrom's still running about kicking Celtic players, isn't it?
Oh, right, you can back here, mate.
See, it's funny.
That's my rant, mate.
It's good that you've done it, because it leads us on. It reminded me about.
I'm pals with everybody, but the people who's probably no pals with me is referees now after me saying that. So referees, I'm not going to apologise. You need to do better.
Well, I don't know if some people listen to it. It's a new podcast out called Get Involved Referee. It's good, worth a listen to. Check it out. I think we started doing the YouTube now. We are hopefully going to have them on the couch in a few weeks, which would be you'll have 2 ex-senior referees, one at the top level, and an amateur referee. That you'll all know them all, but we'll keep it for hopefully in a couple of weeks, and we can try and get them on. And that
if somebody wants to send me a wee bung, I'm happy to take my boxing gloves and throw a few haymakers.
Right. We'll move on to Conference B. Only 2 games. Thornleywood 1, Greenock 0, Newmains 2, Ardeer 3. Newmains, I think we're 2-0 down, got it back to 2 each.
Newmains are 2 up.
2 up, and then
they were 2 up, and Ardeer ended up winning the game.
So there you go. That was a good turnaround for Sean. I don't imagine he'd have been happy being 2-0 down. I suppose these players have spared his blushes getting it back. But Newmains, they've lost the last 5 in the bounce. They had the really hard defeat recently, but they have been better. They've been a lot better.
See, I'll be honest, and I'm going to call Sean Kenny out. Sean Kenny, I was at Blair Drummond with the Wayne on Saturday, and you ruined my day, mate. Because if Ardeer hadn't won, and then because Thornleywood beat Greenock, barring a catastrophe against Thornleywood, we would have already finished 6th before our last game last week. So if you look at it, do you know what I mean? I think we're like, the only thing with Greenock is if we get beat like 6 or 7 after Thornleywood, then they would finish above us. So
you have to lose by 7 to finish.
But now, and if Ardeer had drew the game, that would have been enough for us to finish the game ahead of them, mate.
Aye, because you're 19 goals better.
So I'll be honest with you, mate. I love you. I think you're a great guy, but you took the buzz off of my day with the way because he's got that late winner against Newmains, man. So, but well done to them, brilliant. They'll be hoping that they finish 6th, and we've got a tough game against Thornleywood next week. And Thornleywood, good result for them against Greenock, and just ends their season well. So hopefully they'll take the foot off the gas next week.
Definitely, that's what we're hoping for.
But they won't, because I know what Nizzy does. They'll be wanting to beat us all.
Moving on to Conference C, finally, since Division 4 has been finished for about 8 months. We have only 2 games again. East Kilbride 2, Larkhall 1, the Roch 2, Vale Clyde 0. The Roch, apparently, for what I see on Twitter, started the game very, very well. Good one, because Vale Clyde have improved a lot.
Yeah.
They've been doing really well recently. Still got a potential. That's them finished. Actually, East Kilbride's win at the weekend meant that we couldn't go ahead of them. But I kind of know much to say on the conferences.
Candy boys, mate. The Candy boys are in good form. They've beat Largs in the cup, and they're still got a cup to play in, and they've won that game, and they've finished the season really well. So brilliant for Andy, brilliant for everybody at the club. I hope they can go further in the cup. I'll be rooting for them in the cup, hoping they do well. And it's nice to see, mate, because I always want to see the Candy do well, because it's a club close to my heart. So well done to them. Superb result. Candy faithful will be happy. Brilliant.
There's no much to say on that, to be honest.
It's hard, mate, because a lot of some games are the other bit de-rubber into. Some games have got not really much to play for. Places are kind of bagged and all, so it's difficult, but been a good chat, innit?
It has, mate. Yeah, I mean, we're really getting to the stage now where the Premier League's the only one that really matters anymore. The conferences have got their 3 winners. All the top teams know where they're going pretty much. Had a wee message for a committee member for a club in one of the conferences today, asking about what league they're going to win next year. And I was having a wee look at it. It's kind of hard to tell. So there's a few teams who are still in that in-between position now, because they for everything to finish. I feel a wee bit for the league, because I really feel for clubs because they don't know where they are yet. But there's so many permutations, because if Darvel or Talbot go up, then less teams get relegated for the Premier League. But if they don't, then more teams get relegated. So that might stop, for talk's sake, in your conference, that might stop Renfrew from getting into the first division.
Aye.
But at the same time, I mean, you've got like the Port in your division as well, who could potentially, if the less teams get relegated, potentially into second division.
They could finish. It's all in the day with points totals and that and all. But I won that, mate. Congrats to Stevie Wilson and all getting the. That's right. Stevie boy getting the Port job. He's a brilliant big guy, and his brother Davey getting in as well. And I don't know, was there any other man? Well done to Yoker and all getting the Scottish Cup final. I don't think we covered that, did we?
Well, we didn't cover it last week.
Because we didn't have a roundup. So I think that let's not congratulate the Talbot, because they do it all the time, man. They're absolute demons in that competition, and they're in our Scottish Cup final. But Yoker, unbelievable for everybody at Yoker. I've said it before, they put out the best team in the competition in Ashfield, mate, and now they've got a Scottish Cup final to look forward to. What a tremendous achievement for everybody at the club. First time since the
1930s. 1930s, that's amazing.
That's frightening. They boys go down in history, and I'm sure they'll enjoy their Scottish Cup day out.
Definitely. There's something I was going to say there. I can't remember what that is. But there's still a lot to play for. That was a good wee chat there. For us, we get some good news this weekend as well about being able to put a wee team together in a big Legends competition for the junior teams. So that's something that's exciting. The Ben's 4th of June. So
4th of June, I think there's 20 teams in it. Junior teams and a lot of legends, top players that are going to go down and play in the competition. It's for charity. Robert's organising it. Robert Little Committee used to be in the committee at Arthurlie. Does a great job at organising the Legends tournament. So I will put a wee All-Stars team in. It's very difficult, man, because you get a few people asking you, you don't want to say no. So I'm going to end up no stripping myself so I can give somebody else a game. It's hard, mate.
I wouldn't, mate. That's the only chance I ever get to play like a Legends thing, you know what I mean?
I know, mate.
For that, I noticed there's a couple of my old teams for playing that, so maybe it's not going to come. Maybe the phone call.
Ashfield are in it. I'm not in their team. The Roch are in it. They've not asked me in their team, so we've had to create a team so me and you get a game.
Well,
you could play for any. You could play for probably 18 out of 20 clubs if you're doing the All-Star club, and you can't use that as another one of your ex-clubs. That time when I ran an All-Star team. You know what I mean?
Did you know get voted into the squad for the best rock team in the last 10 years or something?
I was in this. Aye, at the Rock, mate, they've done a team of the decade, and Starkey's the main man down there. He's been brilliant. He's absolutely nothing against that decision. He was the main man, and I came in second, mate. I was on the bench, mate. I'm the second best goalkeeper in that decade, mate, and they've not even put me in the team, mate. I cannot believe it. I think it was with David Gregg, mate. He's gunning for him.
Well, we'll have a look with you. Right, what I'll do is I'm going to go and get ready and go up my work now.
Right, matey.
Yes.
Enjoy yourself.
Right, everybody, thanks for watching. Have a good week. Stay tuned for the episode on Wednesday with Billy Campbell and Paul McCall for the Conference B winners, Cambuslang.
a wee bit different. We keep it current. We keep it current, and we talk about the tremendous achievement this year and what a season they've had down at Cambuslang. So try and tune into that, man. Couple of good guys. It was a great chat, so batter into it.
Right, have a good one, everybody. See you
Take
later.
it easy. See you later.